Hi friends, it's Jessica here at the Savory Grape. I want to share some useful tips for you about pairing wine and food together. When we're thinking about wine for pairing with our meals, we want to consider a few things. First, one of the most important is the weight of the wine and matching it with the weight of the food. So when you have delicate, heart-healthy foods like salad or white fish, shellfish, or chicken without a lot of heavy sauces, you want to pair a wine that's the same weight of the food, that's just as light. So sparkling wine is a great option to either start out with or pair with lighter style dishes, as well as lighter style white wines that have no oak to them. Here we have a wine from Italy called Soave, and it is akin to what you might think of with Pinot Grigio or Sauvignon Blanc. Those are also lighter style wines. When you're having a fuller style dish or medium to fuller style dish, think of maybe pasta with a ragu sauce that can be vegetarian or meat-based. You want to increase the weight a little bit of the wine. So you could pair that type of dish with either a rosé, which rosé is basically a light red wine. It comes from a red grape, and the reason it is the color is because of the skins of the grapes. So you could pair it with a rosé. This is an Italian rosé from the northern part of Italy. Or you could also move to a Tuscan red, so not too heavy, but just enough body to be able to pair with something heavier. The other thing that's just important to consider is acid. Acid in wine should match the amount of acid you have in your food. So if you're eating something that has tomato in it, whether it's fresh tomato or tomato-based sauces or oil and vinegar like you would put on a salad, your wine should have enough acid. So you're gonna ask yourself, well, what wine has acid in it? So a lot of Italian whites and reds, Northern Italian whites, also French whites and reds typically have nice acid base to them. So remember, acid in food also needs acid in wine. Then the other component of pairing wine and food is sweetness. When you either have dessert or sweetness in your dish, think of like a marsala, then you want to also have a wine that has some sweetness to it, or it actually can make the combination of food and wine taste astringent. So think of having chocolate or biscottis, something for dessert that has a little sweetness, then you want a little sweetness in your wine. So whether it's a dessert wine or a port wine or a Riesling or even a bubbly like this one, this is off dry, not overly sweet, would have enough fruitiness in it to actually pair with something like Italian cookies or pastries. And then also you want to think about your sauces in the food. Sauces are just as important or even more important than the food itself. Sauces have many different flavor components to them, and therefore often you will pair your wine with the sauce, not the actual protein. So not the chicken or the meat or the fish, it's actually the sauce. I hope you found some of this education helpful for when you have your next dinner or lunch or pairing.